Here we are, with another round of battle between Apple and other companies. This time, Apple is facing Facebook, a giant tech company that brings Mark Zuckerberg as one of the billionaires in the world. Prior to this battle, there were several conflicts that had occurred at least in the past decade. We begin with the battle between Apple and HTC. The battle started from March 2010 until November 2012. The issue was related to the user interface and the hardware architecture. However, in September 2012, HTC fought back against Apple, suing the use of 4G LTE network. Then we had Apple and Samsung, which happened in April 2011. Apple filed against Samsung on the design and the technology that Samsung had copied. Apple won more than $1 billion in the court. This is one of the biggest patent cases. Then, in 2013, Apple fought against Sunyan, an electronic company based in China. Sunyan company was supplying HDMI and USB port for Apple's MacBooks. The issue was about underage workers. Apple finally concluded the business with Sunyan 3 years later after the contract ended. Then Apple made a big surprise by divorcing Intel after 15 years being together. Intel was the supplier of processor in all Apple's Macs, from MacBook Air to iMac. It was surprising yet appealing. Not only Apple created a more advanced product than Intel's, but also Apple could make it at a lower cost. Yes, of course, at lower price. Now everyone can afford a machine as fast as Intel's Core i7 or even Core i9 at a very low price. Don't you love it? Well, we are now witnessing one of the biggest battle in the history. Apple against Facebook. Welcome to For Smart People channel. Please click like if you like the video, dislike if you don't like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our new upcoming videos tailored just for you, the smart people. Apple was named as the most valuable brand in 2020 by Forbes, as well as the most influential company in 2021 by Time. On the other hand, Facebook placed the 5th in the most valuable brand listed by Forbes. The fight between Apple and Facebook is like the fight of over 1 billion people, which are the active users of Apple, against 2.8 billion, which are the active users of Facebook. The conflict between Apple and Facebook was triggered by the difference in goals between Apple and Facebook. The release of iOS 14.5 was behind this conflict. It began from the release of iOS 14 that introduced the privacy feature. Then iOS 14.5 was released in April 2021 and featured app tracking transparency, so-called ATT, which could be activated to stop the identifier for advertisers, IDFA, a feature in every app that gather information about your activity in each app using a unique number. This is what Facebook uses to craft information for you. As a feature in iOS 14.5, ATT requires the apps to ask your permission to track your activities across services. This gives you an option whether to be tracked or no. Because, you may not realize that you are being tracked, and the information collected from your activity can be sold online, to the advertisers. On one hand, Apple is highly respecting and protecting the privacy of the users. On the other hand, Facebook is building its networking empire based on the personal information of the users gathered from the smartphones. Because Apple embraces the user's privacy, the users feel safe, protected, and not in fear whatsoever that someone else can misuse their personal information. Meanwhile, some users of Facebook somewhat get benefits from this circulation of personal information, both for business and personal users, because the businesses may offer something you may like or something you are looking for. In simple words, the Facebook users can have better experience because they can get information that is more relevant to them. For example, advertisers may post interesting ads on cheap housing, apartments, food, clothing, or shoes for you based on your preferences. Facebook knows you what you like and what you don't like based on your information you provide while using your smartphone. While some people don't like this type of business model, some other people are happy about it. So, this is pretty much a battle between privacy and commercial issues. Indeed, some people who love their privacy be protected also want to be informed about things or information they are looking for. In other words, although they embrace privacy, they support the circulation of personal information because that's how they can gather new information from other people. The needs of privacy and the needs of personal information are like two boats placed at the opposite ends and facing opposite directions. Apple WWDC June event, which will kick off on June 7, 2021, will probably hurt even more the Facebook's business if not end it. Apple may double the privacy feature in their new iOS 15 that's expected to be released on June 7th. Of course, we love Apple products. We also love Facebook, and some Apple users buy iPhone to use some apps including Facebook. Meanwhile, Facebook users need smartphone like iPhone to post their stories, do messaging, do businesses, and many more. That's being said, iPhone is one of the drivers that increases the Facebook popularity. While Facebook is also a driver that boosts the sales of iPhone. Global smartphone users in 2020 had reached 3.6 billion. The Android users had reached 1.6 billion while iPhone users were over 1 billion. That means, around 1/3 of the Facebook users may potentially be slashed in the future. Okay, it may be less than that. So, what do you think? Will you change the way you use Facebook different from your behavior in the past? Or alternatively, will you keep two kinds of smartphone, Android for Facebook and iPhone for everything else? Or perhaps, you will stop using Facebook because you only love iPhone. What if Android smartphone companies like Samsung follows iPhone? Could this battle end the life of Facebook, and Apple becomes the winner? We still don't know yet. What is your prediction? What's the future of iPhone and Facebook in the next 10 years? Who do you think is doing right, Tim Cook or Mark Zuckerberg? Please say something about it in our comment section down below. We hope that there will be some kind of solution that favor both Apple and Facebook from the perspective of both users. We don't want to lose our investment that we have invested in these two giant tech companies. We have invested so much in money, effort, and other things for iPhone and Apple products, but we have also invested so much time, effort, and many things to build our social network and businesses through Facebook. So, what's the aftermath from this battle to the businesses? What is the next battle of Apple in the future? Instagram and WhatsApp also belong to Facebook. Will this battle also affect Instagram and WhatsApp apps in the future? Please wait for the new videos in this series, Apple Divorced Facebook, coming soon in this channel for you, smart people. Don't forget to comment down below what do you think. Inspirational words for you today. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful, and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe. Heb 12:28. We hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and ring the bell so you will be the first one knowing our